All right, and we are live. We'll get the tables podcast. Episode number 14. Yes, we are live. I'm your host Tony. As always, my two co-hosts Justin and Dave. How are you guys doing tonight?
Awesome.
Doing great.
Echo. Dave.
Sorry.
Sorry. How everybody doing on Periscope? Yeah, we're just gonna talk. Probably more Raw tonight than SmackDown for once, which is kind of a change. We had big news on Raw, where we had a new champion crowned, and Kevin Owens, obviously. And in SmackDown, not too much happened on SmackDown. We did see the world the world champion in action. They announced 2 matches at BackLashh, and yeah, that's not really much on SmackDown. Not too much to touch on SmackDown, but we'll go on touch on Raw. We'll touch a little bit on it, tidbits a little bit, and then we'll get on to the main news and the Triple H return. I should have put that in the title. Triple H returning. So, okay, what would you guys like to touch on first? Do you want to touch on any matches in particular, or do you want to touch on the opening segment? What would you like to go on first, Dave? We'll go with you first, Dave.
We can. Raw. I don't remember every single thing that happened at the beginning, but I don't know how it started off. I'm trying to think.
I don't know either. I can't remember.
Here's my thing. What did you not like about Raw?
It was 3 hours.
Yeah, there was some slow parts, and then there was some good parts. It was kind of, was Jericho and Neville first?
Yes. Other than, okay, I just want to know what you didn't like about Raw. I mean, we had Jinder versus, I know you didn't, we had Jinder Mahal versus Zayn, Cesaro, Sheamus, match number 2, Stephanie and Heyman, Young versus Titus. We had the 6 mixed tag match, Nia Jax versus another jobber. And then, of course, we had Neville versus Jericho as well.
Can't forget about Americo.
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Americo. Yes, of course. What did you like about anything that I just mentioned? Did you enjoy this mixed tag match, Cesaro versus Sheamus? Anything in particular?
Yeah, I even thought Jericho and Neville was pretty good, too. That was pretty good. I loved how Jericho went old school. And he hit the Lion Tamer cruiserweight and did the whole Lion Tamer thing, like WCW days, where Jericho kind of switches his styles, and I love how he can just adapt like that. How he fought more of a cruiserweight match than he has been the last few months, and just doing kind of a regular non-cruiserweight style, or if you want to call it that heavyweight style, I guess. I don't know.
Right. If you're on Periscope, I'm going to rename it, so we'll be right back. Please return.
Yes.
Okay. So
yeah, I think you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys enjoyed that whole. And we're gonna hear it from other people. Jericho's burying more young guys, but still, I enjoyed.
Yeah, he's helping them out. I think.
I know people are still gonna say Jericho's burying people, that would of like either Jericho versus like Hoovy or Ray when they hit the Hurricanrana, and he would just drop down and nail him right knee in the head, and then boom. I thought that match was a really good match. I enjoyed it. I didn't catch the backstage interview he did, but I did. I thought the match was really good.
Okay. Go ahead, Justin.
I agree. I mean, I liked Neville and Jericho myself. I think they've wrestled maybe once or twice before that, and the other matches were good as well. Jericho, you have a veteran in there that can pretty much go with anybody. And then Neville with his high flying and his style of wrestling, I think they meshed pretty well. So I enjoyed the Jericho and Neville myself, and I actually liked the mixed tag as well.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that part too. Yeah, the mixed tag, the interaction with Bayley and New Day kind of worked.
Yep.
Which I still think New Day is still getting really old and stale, and you're getting kind of sick of them. But
yes,
also,
I agree.
That moonsault by Neville was unbelievable, though. I got to go. I mean, man, he's gonna be perfect for the cruiserweight division. Can you imagine? Man, can you imagine Cedric Alexander versus Adrian Neville? Man, that would be an awesome match.
Bayley is the best. Yeah, I liked the mixed tag match. It was something new. We hadn't seen that on Raw in quite some time, so that was nice to see. I would really like to see Dana as the club's manager. Hopefully they'll get him out of this kind of silly gimmick they have. Like Dave told me or messaged me the other day that they need to be badasses. I mentioned that last week on Periscope that they need to make these guys more of a threat, more of a not just kind of joking around, more of a serious beat their ass kind of tag team. And I thought they were going to go more that route when they beat up the Dudleys, but it kind of went right back to where it started, or not right back to where it started, but back to where they were doing is being the silly gimmick. But mixed tag match was good. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
I was saying, yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, ever since it seemed like AJ left, they kind of just didn't really know what to do with him until he said, let's do a stupid doctor gimmick. Okay, let's do a retirement home gimmick now. And it's like, and I do love Dana Brooke when it made sense, and it was kind of, she didn't really do nothing, but it was kind of odd in the skit they did.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she came out, like, I guess a nurse. I guess she's a nurse now for them or something. But, yeah, she would actually work better with them, and it would actually work to have them do something like this with these teams. So it works. And Bailey, Bailey was awesome in these segments, I thought.
Yeah, she really was. She did really good.
But how long can to put Bailey in the title picture? There's no one else there to wrestle Charlotte. I mean, how long can they wait?
Well, she's definitely gonna face her at Clash. What is it? Not Clash of Champions.
Clash of Champions, yeah.
So they're definitely going to face each other then. She's not going to win. Definitely not going to win. So I don't know.
While we were just talking about Jericho and Neville, I was just thinking about this. I would like to see him do an updated version of his 1,000 Holds promo. That would be so awesome to see.
Yeah.
That would be great. Maybe someday he'll do that shit because that was way back in the day. That was, and you got to admit, since Jericho has done, this is the best work Jericho has done.
Oh, yes.
In quite some time. He has made returns, and they always kind of maybe not fell stale or flat. Like when he returned for the Punk feud, returned for the Fandango feud, kind of fell flat, and it feels like this one feels right. He may be matches, and he's not going over and winning titles, but he's definitely playing a really good character, and I'm really enjoying what we're seeing from him. But
yes,
not what I didn't like about Raw was I didn't really care for, even though it was nice and kind of neat, I didn't care for the opening segment where we had all four of them just sitting down chilling.
That's what it was. Okay, I couldn't remember.
That was kind of silly to me. The video package throughout Raw I really enjoyed. Made the main event, the title match, that much bigger. And like I said on Twitter, this Raw main event to me was by far the most unpredictable main event in quite some time because I didn't even know who was going to win. And we'll touch on that in a minute, but what about Cesaro versus Sheamus? What did you guys think of that? Cesaro loses, Sheamus goes up 2-0 with a nice little backdrop off the post outside the ring. That was pretty nice. I never saw that before. Dave, what did you think of the match?
I thought it was good. I think the pre-show match was actually better than this match, but I thought this match was still good. I was surprised Sheamus went 2-0, but I really hoping he wouldn't because now it seems like they're going to play it up where Cesaro's going to do a big comeback. But I'm kind of confused. They said if Sheamus goes 3-0, he would win it. Wouldn't he have to go 4-0 to win it?
Yeah, he must have been confused. He had a mess up. He had a mess up. What about you, Justin?
I mean, I guess this feud is all right. If you think about it, Sheamus has to pretty much win 3 in a row right now, and then probably Sheamus win the third so they can go to the 7th.
Right.
Which is probably what's going to happen anyway. But, I mean, I'm just, I guess, tired of the feud. The match was okay. I mean, it was good. Like you said, that back body drop was something we've never seen before, and it looked like it hurt. But I
They're
mean,
kind of playing him off to be injured or something. And
yeah.
Storyline.
thanks for all the hearts and Periscope. Just for everybody to know, this is Get the Tables podcast, episode number 14. I'm your host, Tony, with my two co-hosts, Dave and Justin. Going over SmackDown Live and Raw tonight. Let's see, what else do you want to touch on? Heyman and Stephanie McMahon segment was kind of weak. Not too much to touch on there. Jinder Mahal, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn gets the win, I guess, just to try to keep him relevant. Not really. I guess they don't know what the hell they want to do with him.
And it's sad because just a couple months ago he was in a great feud and he won. And
right, I think he's
wow.
He's another one of those guys that would have benefited on being drafted to SmackDown.
Exactly, but it makes no sense to me. You know, he beat Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn is basically fighting a jobber, and Kevin Owens is the world champion, or the Universal Champion. I mean, that's just 2 months ago. This is a great feud, and then they have great match, no doubt about it, but it was just crazy how Sami Zayn won, and they did nothing for him, and they pushed Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's get to this title match. Because I thought the title match was really, 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 really good. They made it a elimination match, I think, an hour or so before Raw. To make things, I guess, interesting. And, yeah, I thought Cass looked good. I thought they made him look really good in the ring. I thought that big boot he laid on Roman Reigns was nice.
The Cactus Jack elbow by Kevin Owens was nice.
Yes, that was nice. Sami Zayn was good in his rivalry with Owens, and yes, SmackDown is where. I'm sorry, I didn't see the rest of the comment there. I just thought that I don't know, man. I just loved everything about this main event because it was unpredictable. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And for a minute there, I really thought Kevin Owens was going to lose when Roman Reigns hit him with the Superman punch.
Yes. Yep.
And Kevin Owens kicked out. It was a pretty cool moment there. But yeah, let's get to the end of the match where Triple H returns and pedigrees Roman Reigns, throws Roman Reigns into the ring. Rollins gets in, pins him. Triple H is pretty much playing up to the point to where Rollins thinks he's helping him, going to win the match. Triple H walks over to Kevin Owens, picks him up. Looks like he's going to pedigree him. Rollins starts to walk towards him. Triple H turns around and turns on Rollins, pedigrees Rollins, and pretty much Kevin Owens gets the win. And Triple H pretty much raises his hand and gets him the title, and that's it. That's your main event right there. Before we get into more details of the match, what did you guys think of it? Go ahead, Dave.
The match was good. Yes, I mean the ending was unseeable, and there are some people, which I can see both sides of this argument. It was good. The main event, I enjoyed it personally, but I can see other people's arguments too. Is that they would have rather just seen a. Would you guys have rather just seen a straight up clean finish instead of having Triple H pedigree everybody?
I mean, I think either way would have worked, but I do like the way that it went down.
I mean, I get it, and you needed to do something different. I mean, I thought it was bad Owens won, which all of us wanted Owens to win, but no one thought he was going to.
Yeah.
And this really sets something up with Triple H and Roman. I know Tony said something more about being Triple H and Roman, but I think it would be more for Triple H. Which it could be Triple H and Roman. I don't know, but I would think personally would love Triple H and Rollins feud to start up.
Definitely.
Because we've done seen Roman and Triple H.
Yeah, but see, all right, here's the thing. It all depends on what they're going to do with Triple H. And I think either one, they're going to suspend him, or two, he may not even show up on Raw for a while. You know, they may not even explain why the hell he did this. He may just ride off into the sunset. We may not even see him or whatever have you. I don't think they're gonna do excuse me, Rollins and Triple H right away. There's no way. There's too much money invested into that match, especially when that one was going to be a main event of WrestleMania this past WrestleMania.
Yep.
I don't think they're gonna waste it on a weak ass pay-per-view. So if they are gonna do it, it's either gonna be at the Royal Rumble where it's gonna mean something, or at WrestleMania. And I just think I guess he got his payback on Reigns for him beating him, and then the only reason why I would think, Triple H versus Rollins only makes sense because of what he did. You gotta expect. My thing is, what's next for Owens? Who gets the title shot against Owens at the Clash of Champions?
So that's a good point.
Roman or probably Rollins.
Right.
And I think it's going to come down to it. None of us want this, where it's going to be kind of a power struggle type thing. No one wants to see another power struggle, but
No, definitely not. That thing has been played out for 2 or 3 years.
it seems like Triple H did it with no one knowing it. They're playing it off like Stephanie or Mick didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, they're all looking at him like, what the hell?
Yeah, and so, and some people are speculating, which I doubt this is true, but I think Taz said it or someone said it that they think they changed it last minute. They changed who was going to win last minute, and then all of a sudden, and Triple H right then told Owens he was going to win the title right then. That's what some people are speculated on that. They changed it, but who was going to win it because they seen the reaction and they wanted to make an unpredictable outcome of the thing. And it worked. People loved it all over the world. People loved Owens winning the title, which no one's seen it coming.
Yep.
Imagine in the next couple of weeks we could have AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura as your world champions. I mean, that's crazy.
Right. I thought the ending was great. I didn't have any complaints. And I even had a poll. I polled on there, asked if did you hate that Triple H was involved in the ending? And 96%, loved the ending. Did you love the ending of the title match? 96% said yes. And I was, it's an overwhelming yes. It was something unpredictable. I think it was also something everybody was waiting to see. The Triple H turning on Rollins because it's a match that everybody is wanting to see. And it was supposed to happen this past WrestleMania, and I think everybody's looking forward to it. And I'm just curious to see what happens on Raw. It's making you actually looking forward to
want to tune into it to see what happens, yeah.
Right. This is the first time in a long time I'm actually like, wow, I'm excited to see what happens next week on Raw because you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if Triple H is going to be there or we know if he'll be on the show or not. But it makes
and
sense.
Owens keep the title because he's not going to drop the title right away. How are they going to play that out? Is Triple H going to announce that Owens is his guy now, which he really has been his guy since he brought him in?
Right. I don't know. I guess it all depends.
I mean, it does seem like Triple H is getting all his guys from NXT on Raw.
Right.
And girls. I mean, everyone he wants, all his people he's brought in are coming straight up to Raw, it seems like.
Yeah, you're right. No doubt. So, I'm going to guess everybody's going to give Raw a pass this week.
Probably, yeah. I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, were there dull parts? I mean, yeah. I mean, they're always going to be in a 3-hour show. We also found out some other cool news, I thought. We're going to have Cedric Alexander. We're going to have, I can't remember who else they said on that thing, but I know Cedric Alexander. Tony, you might know for sure who else they said besides. Oh, yeah, Gargano and Ciampa are all going to be added to Monday Night Raw for the Cruiserweight Classic. I mean, this is going to be crazy when this happens. It's just a couple weeks away, too.
Yep. So definitely make Raw a little bit better.
And I have a question for both of y'all. Someone at work asked me this, and I was not really stumped, but I kind of thought about it. With all this stuff happening, did this turn Kevin Owens' face, or did this turn Seth Rollins' face? 'Cause if you think about it, I mean, Triple H is pretty much a heel. So does that, Triple H being with Owens, keeping him heel, now does this turn Stephanie with already McFoley being as a face with Rollins? It's going to be interesting to see what kind of happens with that.
Yeah, you're right, because I think what's going to happen is somehow I think Stephanie's going to be in cahoots with Triple H somehow. Like, he, didn't believe in Rollins anymore.
Yeah.
So her and Triple H kind of like set up this plan to go up against Foley. I don't know. It's definitely interesting. That's what makes this interesting to see what happens.
And how cool would it be if we get to see some of that old school hatred rivalry on Monday Night Raw with Triple H and Mick Foley again? They had stuff back in the day.
Yeah, they did.
And so I was really surprised how Cass did in that match too. I mean, I didn't think he was going to be eliminated first, but I mean, of course he was.
I mean, yeah, you had to almost. You couldn't eliminate. You're not going to eliminate Roman or Owens first because the crowd would go crazy if Owens went away first.
Oh, and the way they
acted with Owens, and everyone was picking Owens. They wanted Owens to win.
Yeah.
I mean, if Owens went anywhere else, people would have went crazy.
Yeah, and like you said, Cass held his own. Cass looked good, and I feel bad for Enzo. Unless they keep him with Cass as a mouthpiece, and they can maybe still tag team and singles action together. I don't know, because
Main eventer. What's the point of him going backwards and going back in a tag team? I think he should stick with a singles career, honestly.
Yeah. That spot he did with Owens going out of the ring, that was pretty crazy.
Oh, that big boot?
Yeah, that was badass.
Yeah, but what is the point to make Cass go from being in the main event for a Universal Championship and to basically go back to being just another tag team with Enzo? What's the point?
Right, you're right.
And another thing I didn't like was Corey Graves stating that the Universal Championship is the richest prize in WWE. I just didn't like that at all.
Right.
Oh, for sure, yeah, I didn't either.
But he's going to say that because he's on the Raw brand. So I give him a pass because, I mean, if you really ask him for his honest opinion, I'm sure the one that has the most prestige behind it is the World Championship. So
before that, I believe, well, the prestigious WWE title is on SmackDown now. It said something like that. And so Rogue had to create, this is the Universal Championship, and then I think Corey Graves chimed in with like the richest prize in WWE. I was like, no.
Yeah, but you gotta expect that. They're defending their turf.
Their brand, yeah.
So I mean,
WWE.
So, well, yeah, but it's the same thing. It's just like people are nitpicking that, Raw showing SmackDown pay-per-view ads.
They showed Raw or SmackDowns, didn't they last night?
People are nitpicking at that because they're against each other, so to speak. So people don't like that. They're doing that. And that would be the same if Corey Graves said, they have the more prestige title on SmackDown. That would hate on him for that. They would nitpick on him for that because even though it's honest, it's true, but they're gonna hate on him for that because he's on Raw. He's not supposed to be saying that. He's supposed to be saying
he's not gonna talk up their title for sure.
Right, he's not gonna be doing that. I understand why he said it, but he knows he's on the wrong. I'm sure he got a bunch of fucking heat off that from people our fans.
On Raw where they had commercials for SmackDown.
Right, they're gonna exactly. But people I saw a bunch of people on Twitter and like notable guys that are like people who do wrestling news are like saying even though it's not that big of a deal, I don't like how they're showing BackLashh is 2 weeks away when it's not a Raw pay-per-view, it's a SmackDown pay-per-view.
This is no different than Lucha Underground or TNA or ROH running an ad during Monday Night Raw. It's no different.
Yeah, I know, but that's just them nitpicking. That's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do.
Some people
fans are these days.
But like we seen the before, and I think even and Lucha Underground even run commercials during Monday Night Raw to get their show promoted because Raw is.
Right, and you know, when I watched TNA back in the day, I would see sometimes WWE ads.
Yep.
WWE sometimes TNA would be on it. You know, it's not a big deal, but people are gonna nitpick on it because they're supposed to be against each other. That's why. It was just stupid. But let's move on to SmackDown Live, which is kind of a lackluster SmackDown Live tonight. It was kind of weird. There was more kind of segments, talking segments tonight, promos, than matches. We did have quite a few, but they seemed to go kind of quick. We had the 2 matches for the tag tournament, which was the return of the Headbangers, which I thought was the oddest and weirdest, and
they got no reaction, which is understandable.
They got no reaction, and it was like the most random tag team to bring back.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why? And you knew they weren't going to win. I guess they were like, what tag team can we put together to have Slater and Rhino beat? Because they're going to win. Slater and Rhino, I will not be surprised if they win the tag team titles. If you see how the tournament is set up, they're definitely going to make it to the finals.
And they're going to be fighting American Alpha for sure.
More than likely, yes. And it's going to go...
What if we get a draw? American Alpha and the Usos do a draw. And people are going to hate it. But what if we get a draw and they both are eliminated, and then Rhino and Slater win the first match, automatically win the titles like that?
The only way I can see they do that is if they do a draw on SmackDown next week, because that's when the match is going to be on next week.
Okay.
And because they said the final match is on BackLashh.
I thought they would want to do the 2 matches where you have 2 matches because you don't got a big roster to fill really a 2.5, 3 hour pay-per-view.
Right. Well, I mean, some of the matches are going to go long. So.
I mean, because they have no really. I mean, we did add another match, but I mean, I'm really disappointed how they're booking this. Just because I would much rather have it come down to the Usos and American Alpha for the tag titles.
They actually announced 3 matches for BackLashh, I think, if I'm not mistaken, because on Talking Smack they announced it would be Miz versus Ziggler for the IC title.
Figured out.
And then, of course, we're going to have, what else?
Bray Wyatt.
The six-pack challenge.
Six-pack challenge, Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. And that's the one match I'm like, who the hell is going to go over? Who's going to win that match? Because
Orton, because after we found out yesterday, it's going to be Orton and Brock's rematch the night before Clash of the Champions. Why would you have Orton lose to Bray Wyatt and then go on to possibly lose again to Brock? 3 straight losses?
Yeah, but Bray needs to win a lot. He needs to.
See, but by them announcing that, I just don't. Even though we're not going to see it, probably. Hopefully, we do.
It's a live event, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a live event.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm just saying you would have, even though it wouldn't be known, but it would be known if I'm assuming people would find out. So if it's not televised, I guess it wouldn't really matter. But you would still have Orton losing almost. You want Orton looking strong going into that, I think, against Brock. So I think Orton's going to beat him. And
I mean, you're probably right. You're probably right. And I'm wondering what they're going to do.
Yeah, I want Bray to win, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I just don't think they want Orton to go in with a loss.
The six-pack challenge is going to be a long match. The women are going to get time. And,
yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm really enjoying the hell out of the Carmella and Nikki Bella feud.
So
I'm really not enjoying the hell out of David Otunga.
Oh gosh, no.
Oh my god, that's so terrible.
Not found his. He has not found his spot yet.
Please just bring back Booker T, King, anybody. Or just make it those 2. Just make it JB and Morello or whatever his name is.
Yes, right.
Or put Renee out there and see what she does. She can't be any worse.
Right. There is rumors that Del Rio has officially left the WWE. He has asked to be out of his contract. That's no.
He takes another hit.
That's no big news. That knew that was coming.
So was Paige?
She was
That'll be interesting.
Well, Paige, she still has a long contract left, so
I know.
WWE's not released
My
her.
phone retire when I heard him.
Yeah, so they're not gonna let her go. The only way she'll do that is, I believe, if she asks for her release or if she gets fired or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something.
I would hear her injury and stuff might be career threatening. So,
Well, that too. Yeah. So it all depends.
yeah.
Right now, we want to thank everybody for joining us on Periscope.
SmackDown.
Oh no, I'm just thanking everybody on Periscope for joining us.
You threw me off.
Is there anything else y'all want to touch on SmackDown? Because I thought Styles was great. He has his new slogan. What is it? The man that runs the show.
The face that runs the place.
The face that runs the place.
Yeah.
I think AJ had a really good match.
Look at Styles. The man has become the face of SmackDown.
Damn right.
How about that?
Well,
Like,
I mean,
that people were kidding, that were overreacting when he lost to Jericho at WrestleMania, saying he got buried, and now he's potentially going up against. Oh, he is going up against Ambrose and possibly winning the championship.
Needs a good match. Jeez. I mean, he hasn't had a good match since he's been on SmackDown, in my opinion.
Styles?
No, Ambrose.
Oh, I was like, wait a second.
Really? I thought the match was bad. I really didn't mind the match.
What match?
The Corbin and Ambrose match.
Not either, yeah, but I'm just saying, Ambrose hasn't really had, like, a great or phenomenal match since he's been on SmackDown, really.
I can't wait till he turns heel, honestly. But Ambrose.
Oh, we have too many heels on SmackDown then.
Well, someone's gonna have to turn the other face also, but I think just with Ambrose as a heel, he'll be much better in the ring. And
I think with SmackDown tonight, the only difference is it's nothing like Monday Night Raw. Obviously, it's not. To me, SmackDown tonight felt a lot like it was just the new era. The new era of stars. You had Apollo Crews versus AJ Styles. I mean, that was a good match, even though AJ is considered a new era a little bit, but still. I mean, also the Vaudevillains tag match with Hype Bros, which is kind of another new era match. And even the Headbangers coming back, which I actually enjoyed it because I used to be huge fans of the Headbangers, so I actually loved seeing them come back. They look like the exact same they were before.
That's just so random, though. Weird. I don't know.
Because I like seeing a tag team like that come back, and I thought they did really good.
They look good.
I mean,
it's just funny. They got no reaction whatsoever. It's like the people don't know who they were, which of course is a younger crowd.
They haven't been in wrestling in WWE in over 16 years.
Well,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was a much younger crowd that wouldn't know who they were.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're really consider like a really big team like the Steiner brothers or something like that coming into. I mean, you're not gonna know who they are really. Probably.
Yeah.
You might vaguely remember them from the Attitude Era. They weren't huge stars in the Attitude Era.
No.
They were just another of the bunch of great tag teams we had in the Attitude Era.
If Rhino and Slater win this, I'll be pissed. Well,
get ready, because that might happen.
get ready, buddy, because it's gonna probably
Honestly, if Rhino turning on him during one of these matches coming up.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too much of a shocker. I'm rooting for the Hype Bros. Oh man, they got the longest shot ever.
Alpha. I want Alpha to win the tag titles.
Oh, definitely. American Alpha is definitely the team that probably everybody would like to see win.
Yeah, but the way they set this bracket up, it's like if the Usos and Alpha are going to have a match next week, I mean, they could end up both getting disqualified, and whoever wins the Hype Bros and Ziggler, or what's his name, Slater and Rhino match against the Hype Bros, I mean, they could be the tag champions. And I mean, to me, that would be kind of stupid to have. And to me, I don't like the idea of either the Usos and the Hype Bros would be facing Slater and Rhino for the tag titles at BackLashh. To me, that's not really a big pay-per-view match I want to see. I would rather it be the Usos and Alpha for the tag titles at Backlash. Now that'd be huge.
I
Right,
don't know.
right.
I think the Usos need to go away for a while. I'm getting kind of tired of them too.
Usos turn heel costs American Alpha titles. Rhino and Slater new tag champions. It could happen. It'd be something nice, a nice change. I don't think a lot of people would want to see, like you said, Rhino and Slater as tag champs, but that's the only way people will get Slater. Slater's gonna be cheered because they want him on the roster,
And that's the only way he'll get signed is if they win. So
I would be upset if it is the finals. It's American Alpha and Slater and Rhino and American Alpha are getting booed. That'd be upsetting. But who knows?
Mood? I don't know. American Alpha is.
Or cheering, hopefully. I would hope for that. It would be one of those numbers.
Where's Backlash at? Do we know?
I do not know. I can't remember.
no, I'm not sure.
And on the giveaway, I'm going to be announcing the giveaway winner at the end of the week. I didn't get all the tallies up for the broadcast. That's my fault. But just look out for a scope, and I will be announcing the winner for the giveaway. Was there anything else you guys want to touch on? It was kind of, other than Raw being what it was, it was kind of a slow week, other than, the passing of Mr. Fuji.
Yes.
They announced, the guys on the light heavyweight division,
Cruiserweight
division, or the cruiserweight division. Appreciate all the hearts, guys. Thank you. Del Rio leaving. Not much. Other than that.
I guess if we want to talk any more SmackDown, there was we had Bray Wyatt and Orton promo, which that set up that match, and we also had a Divas match that was we had Carmella doing her thing. That's kind of nice, and we also had Ambrose and Baron Corbin, which was a nice little match, and it was a good match, yeah. And our Corbin wins by DQ, which is smart. They still keep him looking strong.
Oh yeah.
And I loved how AJ Styles' reaction was perfect when Ambrose nailed him and he sat on the top rope.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Sat there, and it was good, yeah. And I thought SmackDown was more of a new era, the future guys, and more or less with Raw, you have a lot more guys who are already established.
Mm-hmm. And then give it up for The Miz, too, because he actually had a good promo again to start SmackDown. So.
Yes, Texas Kid. The Miz had a good promo.
Yeah, I guess we didn't mention that either because we were already done, but that whole Talking Smack segment last week, that really was on that show and people just talking about it. It was good. I even opened the show with that and showing him and Shane and Daniel talking about it at the beginning of SmackDown.
Yep.
And so, definitely I look forward to checking that out tonight, see what happens. I know AJ Styles is on there. And I know, like you said, Tony, that we got Ziggler and Miz announced, which I think we all figured that match is probably coming anyway.
Yeah, Ziggler versus The Miz for the IC title at Backlash. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting pay-per-view card, and yes, we will be doing a review afterwards, of course.
It's exciting, too, because we got 2 pay-per-views a month now.
Hell yeah. And
getting these old-school pay-per-views brought back is really cool, like Backlash. How long has it been since we had a Backlash pay-per-view?
Then, No Mercy has been, probably 10 years.
Yeah. And now we're going to get first ever WE doing Clash of the Champions, which is a WCW pay-per-view.
Yep.
Right. So,
we're going to get too.
Overall vote. We're going to go with the Periscope on here. Appreciate all the hearts, guys. Thank you. Who won tonight? Last, I think, 4 weeks in a row, SmackDown has won. They have won 4 weeks in a row. Is their streak going to end tonight? Raw or SmackDown? Which was the better show, Justin?
This week for me, Raw was better, but they're pretty much neck and neck to me. But I think Raw is a little bit better this week.
because of the title match and
Yes.
so on and so forth. Okay. We have Raw overwhelming in the Periscope chat room. What about you, Dave?
Well, the streak is over.
I think so. It is over.
Yeah, SmackDown
SmackDown.
really bad. Not saying it was a bad show because it was entertaining throughout. I thought the 2 hours, and Raw does drag on a little bit, being 3 hours. But
Mhm.
overall, you had a free world title or Universal Championship match. It was a free title match. You hardly ever get those with WWE. That's not TNA. WWE gives these once in a while, which you might get more of them with this whole brand extension thing because you're gonna have weeks where SmackDown has a pay-per-view next
Yeah.
weekend, and then Raw has really nothing going on for another
And
couple weeks.
yeah.
And it's not TNA because TNA gives you a world title match every.
Go ahead, Justin. Were you gonna say something?
Well, no, I was just gonna say the best part about Raw was that we were all swerved. I mean, nobody expected that ending to take place the way it did.
Right.
I mean, that's what we're getting now is that unpredictability, and it's making it that much better.
Right. And I don't know. I think tonight, SmackDown was more of a kind of a throwaway show. They knew that they weren't gonna top Raw.
Yeah.
See, I don't think it was. I think it was just the competition.
No, but it wasn't on the type of level of what they've been having.
Yeah, definitely.
It was kind of, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna sound bad, but it's not really because it was better than what it sounds. It was like an old SmackDown before the brand split, kind of like we're just gonna throw a bunch of matches together and have some kind of segments in there, but in between.
It's different now too because they're not taped, so they can't just go through. Okay, let's have a 20-minute.
Yep.
That's the thing that, like I said, it sounds like I'm saying that SmackDown was horrible, but it wasn't.
Because they didn't use hardly any of their top guys tonight.
Yeah, it seemed like it was just like a main feud.
Even though I don't like the Miz, but Miz is still a top guy. Miz and Ziggler, two of their top. Bray Wyatt didn't wrestle. Randy Orton didn't wrestle.
Yeah.
So really, you had AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose, the two guys who were wrestling tonight, and that's basically it. And you had the tag team tournament going on too, so maybe that's another reason they're trying to give time to the women in the tag team division. And we're going to see, I assume, something more with everything next week because it's going to be the go-home show before their big back pay-per-view.
Right. So
It was just a good put-together show, but it was just a lackluster show because they didn't use any of their top guys hardly.
Right. So.
And plus, Styles and Cruz didn't really go that long, but it could have went really long, but it didn't really go that long. It was a good match for what it was.
And then another thing I found interesting is we didn't see Brian or Shane after that first segment. I don't think they never showed him back on camera.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah, he was on Talking Smack. He just apologized for what happened. That was it. He didn't really touch base on.
Yeah, but I mean, you figured they would have showed him more out throughout this show in the back.
That was kind of a false little tease, though, because they teased on Raw last night that Daniel Bryan addresses the Miz situation. He didn't really address it. Unless they're going to wait and they decide, okay, let's hold off and let's wait till next week. Maybe they do something next week because it'll be the go-home show.
Miz loses and then he goes off on Bryan again. So, we'll see. But
I think the Miz keeps it going. Keeps going.
I don't think he loses to Ziggler.
Yeah, me neither. You're probably right.
Cheat to win, of course, but I mean, yeah, it worked.
Yep. So, yeah, that's gonna pretty much, I guess, wrap it up tonight. Like I said, look for us at the end of the week for the giveaway. I'll throw up a title up on there. It's gonna be a wrestling DVD. Oh, sorry for that. Wrestling DVD giveaway. I'm not gonna tell you what it's gonna be, or it's gonna be a TNA, WWE, ROH, whatever. It's going to be a DVD. I'll be doing the giveaway live on here. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate all those hearts. Why not buy WrestleMania tickets and give those away? Because I would be going to WrestleMania, my friend. I would not give those tickets away. But anything
Are you gonna join me Thursday?
I will be joining you Thursday, just interviewing you. I will be not watching TNA.
I get that. Yeah, so we're gonna do a
Oh,
video.
yes.
Yeah, Thursday.
I'm gonna do a special 15-minute TNA video. Basically, me just asking Dave what happened on TNA because we're going to be a title match. So, yes, I know you guys, not a lot of TNA fans in here, but yes, yeah, they do watch TNA. We do have a nice little following with TNA fans, so we would like to just do a special 15-minute video just to touch on TNA, what happened on Thursday night. Before we get off, is there anything you guys want to touch on before a little bit 2-minute? We'll just call it the 2-minute warning before we get off. We'll go with Justin first.
Well, since you just mentioned TNA, I don't know if this was last week or whenever it was, but that new chick that Maria's supposed to be sponsoring or whatever, how she won the title, she got hit in the back of the head and then landed on the opponent and won the title. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, they're making her to be, which I have a big problem with TNA doing this. They're making her to believe this girl who can't wrestle and she's nobody. She's actually one of the best women wrestlers on the independent circuit. You ever heard of Cherry Bomb?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think that is. That's Cherry Bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, it drives me crazy that they would take a girl like that who's probably one of the best women on the indies and they make her like this girl who can't wrestle, and the crowd even chants at her, "You can't wrestle."
Yeah. Like they had no clue.
Well, like the girl in Orlando, what do you expect?
I mean, that was just crazy. She got hit in the back of the head, landed on her, and gave kind of 1, 2, 3, and she didn't know what the hell was going on.
What happened with that this week is going to be really stupid. So I heard it kind of happens with that.
Guys, appreciate that. Anything else, Justin?
No, that was it.
Dave, 2-minute warning.
Yeah, I think just to let people know that nothing's for sure yet. We're still working on all the details, but next week we might be doing an extra video because we got the football season started. We'll be doing our pick'em shows coming up pretty soon. So next,
Yes. A non-related note. We're going to be doing a once-a-week kind of thing with NFL pick'em show. So if you want to come in here and join us, just to shoot the shit with us. We're going to do, I think, 5 or 6 games, tally it up at the end, and at the end of the thing, I'm going to purchase a trophy, and the winner will get a trophy. It will either be me, Justin, or Dave. So I'm going to purchase a trophy. It'll be our first ever Season 1 NFL Pick'em Show trophy. So it's going to be interesting. It'll be fun. It'll definitely get us more into it to have a trophy behind it. And, yeah, that's it. So, yeah, look for the giveaway on Friday. Not sure on a specific time. So here's my thing. I usually would I'll just say it's going to be between 1 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern. If you perhaps are not available in the Periscope at the time I announce the winner, watch the replay, and please send me a private message or direct message on the, well, that's why you watch the replay, Panama Zach. Or follow us on Twitter at Get the Tables. It's on the title screen right here. It's in the title of the scope. Follow us on Twitter, and you can send me a direct message there. And that's
Tag
where
them. We could tag them in a tweet too with our Get the Tables podcast Twitter account and say, hey, we could do something like that.
I think Anderson Shaw, I think you sent me a message. I'm not sure if it was on Scope or something. You can send me a message, do that again if you win, if you're the winner. So that's how you win the giveaway. It was on Twitter. There, that's what you do. That's what I'm talking about. You send me a message on Twitter. That goes for everybody that's watching the Scope. You send me hearts in the Scope right now or in the replay, you will be eligible for the Scope for the giveaway. I'm gonna put everybody that has announced the hearts. I'm gonna put their name. It's not gonna be rigged. I'm gonna put all the names in.
Let's start tapping our hearts.
Yeah. So I want 1 million hearts, right? I want a bunch of names. I'm gonna put a bunch of names in the hat, and I'm gonna draw at random. So
what a shocker!
I think that's more than fair. I will have the hat right here. I'll put the papers in there. Grab the name, show it to you, and I can even show you all the names that are in there if you like. It's not going to be rigged. I appreciate all these viewers for us. It's just my thank you for you guys coming in here every night and sitting there an hour watching us or listening to us talk wrestling. So we really do appreciate that. It could be a John Cena DVD. It could be a Jericho DVD. It could be a TNA Sacrifice 2009 DVD. You never know. It's just a giveaway, and it's just our thank you for us. So anything else before we sign off? We'll give us one more minute. Dave?
I'm good.
Yeah, are we going to do separate videos for the football, or are we going to just add them to this?
I may make another YouTube account for the NFL's Pick'em show, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know yet. We're kind of far away from that. We got a couple of weeks yet, so we'll figure that out. Yeah, well, next week. So we'll figure that out before we get that all started. But thank you, everybody, for all the hearts. Like I said, everybody who's throwing out hearts will be eligible. You have 8 days. Thank you. I will be done by then. Thank you for everybody. Like I said, Friday between 1 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Eastern, I'll be doing a giveaway. If you win, direct message me on Twitter. The Twitter account is in the title at Get the Tables, or Homie the Clown 24, the name of the Periscope. Just follow me there. If you're the winner, you send me a message. Boom, shakalaka, you're done. Or at me on Twitter. You can just tell me there. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back next Tuesday. I'm sorry. No, we'll be back Thursday. I am mistaken. We'll be back Thursday with a 15-minute TNA review, and then we'll be back next week, normal time, talking Raw, talking SmackDown, getting ready for BackLashh. So we appreciate everybody coming in on the scope, everybody on YouTube, and again, special thanks for everybody on Periscope because you are our lifeline. Y'all keep us going. We get the most views on Periscope. Like just for example, today we already had 25 total viewers. Before we made the scope, we had 15 viewers. So almost 35 viewers today. So thank you guys. Y'all were great. Justin, Dave, y'all have a great one.
You too.
And y'all, that's it. Y'all have a great one. Thank you, everybody.